In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
And yes, you are hooked up to today's Monday program, Between the Lines. Between the Lines on this 13th day of October 2023. My name is 2025. My name is Matt Godwin, and I'm here with Dr. Olufemi from London, UK. Dr. Olufemi, how are you? It's good to see you.
I'm good, my brother. How are you? Good to hear from you. Hi, Johnny.
Yeah, we're fine. We're doing well. Yes, viewers, Between the Lines, this, like we normally say, it's a program that we use as our week starter to all the updates around the world, the ones that actually gets more attention, and we do it from the Nigerians, Africans in diaspora standpoint. Dr. Olufemi, we were saying some things before we came to the frame. Some news updates going on. You know what we do now? You just tell me some of the updates you have. Tell me. Just feel free. Let's run through some of the updates you've been getting through the weekends and at this point. What are those?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mark. Locally, that's nationally in Nigeria. The federal government has appointed, the president has appointed the new INEC chairman, Professor Amukwiton, Josiah Amukwiton, professor of law, former current vice chancellor of the University of Jos, an erudite professor, and also a professor of law and evidence has been appointed as new INEC chairman. And all of a sudden, haters have gone to town looking for something to hit up. Oh, how can he graduate? How can he go to university and graduate in 3 years? It shows a level of ignorance, so I won't go into that. It's been one attack or the other. Also, the Minister for Finance was sick, and all of a sudden they went to town. Oh, is this, is that, and all this, as if human beings cannot fall sick.
Let's take it one by one, Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, let's take it one. The first one you mentioned is the new INEC officer. Yes, last week we talked about this in this update. We gave the update on Mahmoud's tenure that has expired, that needs to leave. He's been there since 2015. And we talked about also the lady that acted just for the few hours, few days, like 2, 3, 4 days, and that's Agbamuche, Miss Agbamuche, the lawyer. Yes, that stood in that gap for that short period of time. Then yes, we woke up to hear the president nominee for INEC, Kogi State, Professor. What do you call his name again? Amopiton. Yes. Now let's look at some of those little clauses people said. What I didn't hear of the duration of his schooling. What people were saying was he was one of the judiciary, one of the lawyers at that judiciary outing for the
It's a lie.
presidential.
It's a lie.
So you're saying it's not true?
Yeah, the person. Listen, Mark.
I'm open.
Sometimes, yeah, the person that was a part of a was defense was Shoquiton. Shoquiton.
Okay.
Shoquiton was Professor Shoquiton, who was part of the legal team of Bola Ahmed Tinubu at defense.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
Shoquiton. He's a professor. This man was not practicing at the time we're talking about. He was a vice chancellor of the university. How can a vice chancellor of the university go from and go and make a defense? It doesn't work like that. These are people that will just sit down and look for anything to attack. This man has never been in politics. He's never been into any of the. He is not a cabinet member, and this man has just been. All of a sudden, we are looking for. They said he went to university for 3 years. Listen, and in that time, it shows the level of people that are attacking this. They're either ignorant or they are illiterate. In those years, you can go to when you study university. I went to the University of Ibadan. Most of the premier universities most of the key universities that did law in those days, they have what we call direct entry. So when you go direct entry, you start from year 2, and you only spend 3 years in university.
Okay, do you mean okay? Yeah, let's get the narration. Let's get the what you're trying to say. Yes, narrative very clear. So you're saying that the man that was in that judiciary lineup bench was Shopiton. Do you mean Professor Taiwo Shopiton?
Yes,
Professor Taiwo Shopiton. Okay.
Yes.
Not Professor, not this one, not Joseph.
Amupiton is from Kogi State. Shopiton is from Ogun State.
Okay. So there's confusion there. Very good.
There's no confusion. They are just looking for anything.
Olufemi, this is why you're very vital to these news updates. I mean, let's give I've always said this too, that people like to run with sensational stories, something that would get them jived up, hyped up, and so they don't really look into facts and get verified information. So your viewers, first of all, let's welcome you, those of you joining us. This is Between the Lines, Monday, the 13th of October, 2025. And Dr. Olufemi is putting some fake stories out to us. That story of Amopiton, the new INEC officer, to be one of those in the Council of Judiciary during the election judiciary talk, wasn't that man. It's rather Professor Taiwo Shopiton. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's it. Professor Taiwo Shopiton.
Good. Now, nice. So, Doctor, you talked again about what's this update? The finance minister, Nigerian finance minister, has some health issues, and he's presently in the hospital. So, my own contention now is, you see, it comes into that fact that we need to look into our health system. Dr. Femi, why are we not building our health facilities? Why do our politicians, big people, like they will call them, run abroad when health issues come? The process of running abroad, you could die by the way. I mean, flight from Nigeria to UK to America, 7 hours to the UK, one could give up. Tell us, why are we not investing in our health system? So what do you think?
If you say why are we not investing in health system, I would say that is not you. Why are we not investing more? There are a lot of investment in health system. There are a lot of investment. There are private institutions who have been given incentive by government, either through tax inventive and or otherwise. through that. I won't mention because I will not do a cheap publicity for some of them. I won't mention names. They are
Okay.
private. I tell you, my mom used to used to come over here for medication or medical care. But
Checkups.
now
Yeah.
she does it in Nigeria. So the past almost about 5-6 years, she's done all her medications, medical thing in Nigeria. It might just be a little bit expensive, but if you look at the cost of travel, the flight ticket, and all the inconvenience that it costs, she's been having a medical updating in Nigeria, and everything has
Checkups.
been fine since then. Yeah, and listen, Nigeria, people from all over of Nigeria are going back to Nigeria, and it'll be cheaper to go there to do those things in Nigeria than abroad. It's cheaper. There are some private investment, massive private investment in healthcare in Nigeria. Yeah. They're there. Even recently, there's a recent heart transplant and kidney transplant hospital that's just been opened in Nigeria. I think it's in Abuja also, because they're going to it was a World Health Organization funded hospital. They're
Program.
going to build it, yes, in 6 regions in Africa, and they've chosen Nigeria as one of the regions. For West Africa, they've chosen Nigeria, and they've just opened the hospital. I think it's in Abuja or something. Whether in Abuja or in Kogi State, I can't remember, somewhere around there. Just been, I will get my information right on that. It's just been opened. Massive investment, billions of dollars investment in heart and kidney transplant, and it's been built in Nigeria. Not owned by the Nigerian government, or owned by the World Health Organization in conjunction with Nigerian government. And people are not talking about that. The moment someone Nigeria, there's no healthcare. And even this, in America, it is more expensive to take care of yourself in America than in Nigeria. Because if you look at the health insurance there, it is more expensive to do that. But the problem is that over the years, we've had the shortfalls in investment in healthcare. For many years, there have been shortfalls. So to cover that, it will take some time. Yes, there is a need for us to do that. There is a massive need to invest in it, because over the years, we've neglected that.
Nice. Dr. Femi, it's not about flattering you, but I like your point of view on these issues. Let's come on another tough one for you. Last time it was the Minister of Science and Technology, Uche Nnaji, had to resign because of falsehood and fabricated NYC scandal issue. Now it is the Minister for Interior, Honorable Olubimi Tunji-Ojo. These issues all stem from them not having their proper papers before they swore to have. NYC. We know in Nigeria there's this thing called NYC. Viewers, for those of you that don't know, after your university, after your school, your tertiary school, you do service for the government, a 1-year service, and sometimes that service has some clause to it. At a certain age, you're not supposed to. Also at a certain point in time. So, but these men all claim to have gone through those process. Now, some people are saying no, they didn't. So, Dr. Femi, it was Nnaji. Now it's Olubumi. What do you say? Do we have to go through all this again?
I won't comment about Olubumi, but I know that they will look for anything to attack Olubumi. I'll say you that. I'll tell you that. I will not make comments on it, because it is something that is resigned. So it's not a problem for the government. The good thing about that, when you have issues in Western country, they ask to resign, and we must respect that we are getting it right in Nigeria.
That's
but
correct.
If you have issues like that, the government will ask, the president will ask them to resign, and they've done that. So it's not an issue. I will not discuss Nnaji. Nnaji is not a part of the government, and therefore that's gone. But Olubumi, I know they will come after him. The massive effect of Olubumi in governance, in interior, in the fact that, listen, Since he's taken over that ministry, there's not be one single prison outbreak. 2, the food, he has been on the case of the food hygiene and the food supply in the Nigerian prisons. And so this has been institution where some people have been ripping Nigeria off for many decades. So they don't like, they will come after you like they went after Dangote. Thirdly, on the issue of a passport, a racket. This man has destroyed that racket. Aside the fact that Nigeria now produce their own booklet. This is a venue for some people to become billionaires in Nigeria. All of a sudden, Olubunmi had removed that from them and made Nigeria had produced its own. Is now producing its own passports. We are producing our own passport ourselves. In the past, they were imported. This is a contract that goes out to people outside Nigeria, and they make money, loads of money from that. All of a sudden, that has stopped. Do you think they're not going to come after him? They will come after him. That is Nigeria.
Okay.
That is Nigeria fighting back.
That's Nigerians fighting back. But the talk is that he said he did something that he didn't. If he must come clean, he must come clean in all angles.
Let him come clean on that. Let's see. But for now, since it's not been proven, I will still stand by him.
Okay, I don't want you to look, because yes, people will come against you when you're at that top. Yes, you'll be blocking a lot of people from doing their thing, but still, we should look at those issues that could be a problem and really take charge. You know, that's what we're also saying here. But very good. You have also defended him in your little way. And I think that's not bad. So let's see what happens. If Nnaji could have resigned, then we were expecting to see what could happen. If he says it's not true, he has to come clean. He has to show us evidence. So not just defend himself, but show the evidence that of the truth he went through what he says he went through. So that's where we stand on this. Yes, Dr. Femi, good one. Let's move on, Dr. Femi. Another hot one from your end. We heard that the president is in Rome. He came in yesterday to participate in something called Aquaba process meeting for heads of states, and it focuses on security crisis in West Africa. When we have these meetings, we want to also have an effect on the ordinary people. We want people to really have the gain of going out to these meetings. Now, the insecurity in our country is not in a good, is deplorable. It's going down. Dr. Femi, what do you think at meetings like this will find solution to what we're seeing in north of Nigeria and most parts of Africa?
Yeah, Mark, I would give it to the fact that we are not looking at insecurity in Nigeria as we're not looking at this anymore as a political weapon against the opposition or against the government or anything. It's a national thing is a national concern, and before you can police your borders, you have to be in partnership. You have to be in this. You have to be in tandem with your neighbors as well. And most of these neighbors we're talking about, they are what's happening in their countries are influenced by their international counterparts. I'll give you an example. Nigeria had invested so billions of dollars in the pipeline to put the gas, sell the gas to Europe. But because of the influence of Russia in Mali and in Niger Republic, that project has been stopped. That is international politics for you. And imagine what effect that will have on the communities that the gas will go through, the business opportunity that will create, the jobs that will create, that laying the pipe from Nigeria to Europe, how much business it will create, how how much people will take out of poverty while they are working there. All of a sudden, because of international influence, they stopped. Now, the countries that are also at the borders, some of them are going through this crisis because the international interest in their nations is because of maybe the mineral resource they have in there, or the wherewithal of the international the
Doctor, we're losing you here. Can you hear me? Okay. Viewers, yes, Doctor was saying we're talking about the insecurity in Nigeria, insecurity in Africa. And presently, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria, is in Rome for a meeting that focuses on that security crisis in Africa. According to the statement issued, he will be there. This meeting will begin tomorrow, and it's scheduled to bring together heads of state, governments, senior intelligence, and military officers from Africa, and they will be discussing about the security challenges that Africa faces more in Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of those problems going on. So, yes, now I can hear you. Go ahead. I was just, we lost you. There was a small problem there.
So
yes, go ahead.
This meeting is to call together and begin to look at how to work out the security apparatus around the borders and our nations. Imagine what this effect of this gas pipeline will bring, the business opportunities. And when this pipeline goes through these nations, there are royalties that will be paid to those nations that this pipeline goes through their nation. But some international interests had stopped. So therefore, look at all this had to be put into the burner when we discuss issues at international conferences like this. How does it impact on Nigeria, on West African or African interest and economy and business as well? And also look at those insecurities in those areas we're talking about. If you look at those areas, for example, in Kwara State, the killings in Kwara State, if you look at that area, they are mineral endowed areas. So what happened is that some people who have done, maybe they've done some research in, I'm not saying that's what really happened, but realize that what happens in most cases, when you find mineral endowed area, you find some international interest fueling communal crisis, killing people off so that they can clear the place and then take over. And that is one of the things that have been used in Congo, Brazzaville, Congo,
Democratic Republic of Congo.
It's been fueled by international community in order to steal the mineral resources there. And it's happening in Nigeria.
Dr. Femi, I think we need to slate out a special program where we will be talking more on international diplomacy, diplomatic issues, and all of that, because you seem to have that idea. So viewers, we are talking about this meeting that will begin tomorrow in Rome, Italy, and the King Abdul of Jordan will be there. He actually chairs that meeting, and he'll be there with Italian leaders. They seek to strengthen global cooperation against terrorism and violent extremism. Talking about violent extremism, Dr. Femi, let's go into a little of what's happening presently, real time. What's happening in around the world? The Ukraine, Hamas situation.
Before you go into that, please, one thing about Nigeria as well.
Recently,
the president granted amnesty to some prisoners in Nigeria.
Yes, let's go there. The president granted, but some people are saying it emboldens criminality. Some of the people that were granted amnesty are criminals that shouldn't have been given that amnesty. And also, what are those? The Ogoni 9. The Ogoni 8 victims. Okay, tell us what you know, Dr. Femi. Let's hear you.
Yeah, listen. When you have the committees and who work with NGOs who goes to the prisons to a lot of Nigerians, prison and justice system is a punitive system. It's not only punitive, it's also corrective. And that's why the name of the ministry have been changed to correctional system. So when people go to prison and they've gone through parole, and they look at, oh, they have been transformed, and they are now can be absorbed to the community society. Their cases are presented to government. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not know these people personally. Most of the people on this, how will he know them? But there's a board that look through those papers, that look through the activities of these people in prison, how they've transformed themselves, how they've thrown. There's a guy that's been in prison for 12 years. It was a good 20 years. He's done 12 years. Maybe in those 12 years, he's transformed. He's become a better person in prison, and therefore he can be released to the society. It's done everywhere in the world. All of a sudden, haters of government have gone to the market. Oh, he's releasing prison. He's employing. For goodness sake, this is not how government is run all over the world. Everything the man does is criticized. When you release people like this, they are not released personally by the president. The committee and there are NGOs that work in these prisons to look at people who have been transformed, that when they come out, the testimonies of what they've went through will be better for those society. People that were killed during the military regime, people like Vasta and all the stuff. Yes, look at how that man was wasted. Those were pardoned. Look at the case about Macaulay. Look at those cases, those matters. It is gazetted in Nigeria that they are criminals. That is what that means. So the presidential pardon is a prerogative of the president to remove this in their names, in the history and the record of those people. It matters a lot to their families. For some people, it is politics to them. To some people, it's all about politics. It matters a lot to some people. They've learned their lesson. The man that is the legislator that was involved in bribery and others, the man cannot contest election again. But for goodness sake, we have learned a lesson from that. And let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's begin to live like a modern society.
Yes, viewers, I hope you understand what we're trying to say here. Also, there's this lady here. She's called Miriam Sanda. Miriam stabbed her husband a long time ago. I think that was like in 2017. That news made headline. The woman you see there, she also has been pardoned. Miriam Sanda. But what the oppositions are saying actually is some of the lists, like you said earlier, some young men that were involved in drug, they were trafficking drug and all of that. They were also hardened criminals. So pardoning them, people say it makes it look as if criminality you can pass by, I mean, there could be a walkthrough if you're a criminal and you have cases like that. How are we sure that these people have really repented? Yes, we know of the Habab Macaulay story, we know of the Maman Vasta, we know of the Oguni and all of those ones, but these ones that are domestic violence and not too long ago, how are we sure they've really repented? That's one of the things people are saying, like former Vice President Atiku.
How long ago? 8 years in Nigerian prison? 8 years in Nigerian prison system. 2017 to 2025. 8 years in Nigerian prison system. Anyone. The thing is this, I've just said it. For these people to be pardoned, there will be a committee that goes to prisons. Yeah. This girl they talked about that stabbed her husband and all the stuff, domestic violence, and the stigma will be on her for the rest of her life. She served some time in prison. I can't bet you she will not be. You cannot go to Nigerian prison and remain the same again. You'll be born again. You'll be born again. So how can somebody say someone that went to prison for 8 years, there's no transformation? If you go to Nigerian prison, I can tell you from personal experience.
Mm-hmm. You be
I
born
can tell you
again.
when I was a student leader, I was
Okay.
detained for 6 months. So
Oh,
I
dear.
can tell you. So when I talk passionately about Nigeria, that was one of the experiences that shaped me.
Okay.
So
Beautiful.
you can't
You can't
come
go
back
to
and
bed.
repeat the same
You
again.
come back. Yeah. All right, Dr. Femi. I mean, the thing is flowing so well, and we have some viewers listening, enjoying what we're saying. Let's do a small break. Let's go have some coffee, some cup of water, refresh ourselves. Short break. We'll be back. Viewers, you're tuning to Between the Lines, and I'm here with Dr. Olufemi, the Oba of London. He calls himself. Beautiful title. So we see you on the other side. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update, Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis, and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world event.
Yes, viewers, you're welcome back. Between the Lines, 13th day of October 2025. Godwin is here in Milan, and I'm here with Dr. Olufemi, London, UK. Dr. Femi, this morning the strike began, the ASU strike. We heard that they've been negotiating, talking. The Academic Staff Union of University in Nigeria announced a 2-week strike. Why didn't they come to an agreement, Dr. Femi? Why are they? Because this is how it happened. You were in school in Nigeria back in the days. I was in school. This strike thing doesn't help the students. It fragments school calendar, your growth, your development as a student, and all of that. Why can't the government just do this once with the university authority? And let's stop all of this strike. What's your take on this, Femi?
Yeah, Mark, as an academic, I have a lot of friends in Nigeria who are in that field.
Yeah.
And over the years, I have sympathized with ASU on strike. But this one, I'm not. I'm against it. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Yeah. This regime had over the years backdated payments upon payments on years of strike issues with government, with ASU, to the extent that even during Buhari's regime, there was issue about payment of the years of strike, of the months where they were on strike. This government decided to pay them. Now, what they are coming back, what to do now is they are not paying, they are doing activities not in the interest of the student. The moment the new ASU president was appointed, I could see for the rhetorics there is a troublemaker. The new president, they've got a new president. And as an activist and also as a unionist, I know what normally happens. When you appoint a new, you just going to office, you'll be looking for something that's your legacy as a president of ASU. The way he was talking on the day of his inauguration, I knew was a troublemaker. And if he's not careful, he's going to mess up all the good works they've done, ASU have done with government over the years. Government has gone back as paying back arrears up to 2008. But they are now coming out now with there's need to review salary of workers. Now, staff. They've just done one recently, but they are looking at the agreement that's been with government as a 2006, 2007 under Obasanjo government. They're going to look into those ones now because they find a government that is responsive to the people, and they are beginning to abuse it. Let me tell you what government has done to university.
Okay. All
of a sudden, there's so much funds in the university to the extent that every student fees are paid upfront.
Is that so?
Instead of this university, yes, because now to the NEL fund. So what you need to do is that you have a matric number, your matric number, your JAM number, and your matric number sent through there. The money for a whole year is transferred to the university. And these universities are getting money in bulk. Instead of universities to begin to do research to make money for themselves, they are coming after, they are doing this. I am in academic here. Government have a subvention for us, and we don't get a dime over it. A dime above it. So you are supposed to go and make money from it. That was why universities here begin to roll out foreign student visa. Foreign student visa. Let me tell you, an average student here in a year will pay about 3,000 a term. In 3 terms, about 9,000.
9,000. Okay.
A foreign student will pay between 15 and 18,000.
Okay.
In this country, a foreign student. That is extra money for the universities, and the universities were making money from it. I lecture in a university that's in inner city university. We are one of the best students in the university that gets the bulk of this catchment, and we smile to the bank for it. Instead of these universities to begin to look at areas that they will increase funding for themselves, they are going after government. What's different between this ASU and state governors who are always going to Abuja to share money?
I've never had this discussion in this point you're bringing
Lagos State University of Lagos is beginning to assemble cars. ASU is looking at going after government. Who are these people?
Okay.
Are they there for activism or for the students?
For the students. Interesting. Your point of view is quite eye-opening. But the other thing again is when agreements are reached and the government doesn't do its part, it affects. I hear what you say of university self finance, looking out for self funds and all of that, but also the initial agreement they've had with government, it hasn't been provided. It hasn't been done. So if the government could just do the initial bidding, initial plan, then leave the rest to these ideas you've brought up to us now. Now where our eyes are open to the fact that universities can self-fund.
Mark, can I blow your mind on this?
Blow my mind.
Government in the past 20 years, government had almost about 5 or 6 agreements with ASU, and they renegated on it in the past 20 years. Yes, they've had different. It's like, oh, we'll do this, people intervene, and then this government had almost cleared about 4 out of the 5 agreements in the past. One government clearing 5 agreements in the past. All of a sudden, you now pick one and you must go on strike.
Okay.
That's what that is where I'm not saying that they don't have a right to go on strike. I'm not saying that they shouldn't agitate for it. But when you start doing it like Nupeng, you like Nigeria say Waate. Because now some parts of ASU is
really,
they are not part of the strike.
Yeah, this present strike, the news I got this morning, the news I got yesterday prior to these are coming to the frame, is that it is previous agreement with ASU, with the government, inadequate funding of the universities, like they said, and unresolved welfare issues affecting lecturers. These are basically the 3 main core reasons.
They should go and sit down. What's the unresolved? Federal government offered them that they said, oh, they should give them welfare package. Government said, we now give you soft loan. Soft loan, maybe to build houses, your own, to buy cars, whatever you want the loan for. They said they don't want loan, they want grants. Government said, we can't give you grant. If we give you grants, we are funding the schools, we are funding the universities, we are repairing this. We can't give you grant, we can give you loans. This like you are take the loan.
But education sector is a core side that the government has to really put their eyes on, because that's part of the fabrics of our economy when that is handled well. But Olufemi, let's move on. I like how you're taking it anyway. You're really bringing some fresh point to this whole story. Let's look at small international news, then we move. I don't like to take your time. Yes, let's look at what's happening in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso rejects U.S. deportee deal. We know what has been happening in Africa. A lot of deportees are brought back to Africa. Ghana said, bring them. We can house them all. But Burkina Faso yesterday said they don't want those deportees brought to their country. And that made Trump's government say there will be a blackmail, like more like stopping all of Burkina Faso's visa arrangements, suspending them from the plans to get their visa and come to America, and so many other things. What do you think? What does this mean for us? Yes, they are bringing back the deportees. These are probably some also hardened criminals from other countries, but they come to dump them in Africa. You know, Kenya is taking them, Rwanda is taking them in, Ghana is taking them in. Burkina Faso say, no, we don't want to take them. We don't have anything to do with this. Do you think Burkina Faso is trying to exonerate himself from any blackmail, anything that could jeopardize them and the West?
In as much as Burkina Faso have a right to refuse out. But you know what? If there's a saying that if a leaf is dancing on top of water, go and check. There's somebody underneath. that aspect is a Russian influence. Is a Russian influence in Burkina Faso. It's a Russian influence in Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso will have gained from the deportees. But if they say no, they have a right to say no. It's not compulsory that we're saying there. In this country, they want to do a deal with Rwanda. The Rwanda government wanted to take them, but the parliament voted against it.
Yes.
Right? So everybody has the right to say yes or no. In as much as the British parliament voted against the Rwandan deal. Then the Burkina Faso president and the Burkina base have a right to refuse. So they have a right. So whatever Trump wants to do, let him do. But so far, there's a reprieve from Russia to Burkina Faso. It's all a ping pong game. You play to me and play.
Game. Nice, good one. Let's crap it down with this one, so I don't take your time. We were all expecting the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, many people thought Trump has, done a lot to qualify. In fact, this evening we heard how the Gaza peace deal have really worked out. It's going well. Israel has released most of the Gaza held soldiers, and Hamas and is releasing theirs too. So there's so much going on. He did his negotiating thing with Ukraine and Russia, even though Russia didn't play its part. But Trump has done a lot, and we see other countries too that he has settled the whole thing. But a woman from nowhere came up, even though we've been following her story too. But she took that that prize, that choice prize. Everybody puts their eyes on. Let's see this clip. The day of the announcement before we talk. Let's see this.
The Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 goes to a brave and committed champion of peace, to a woman who keeps the flame of democracy burning amidst a growing darkness. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado. She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. As the leader of the Democratic...
Yeah. That's it. Maria Corina Machado wins Nobel Peace Prize. Yes, and she did something very splendid. She dedicated it to Trump, but she has also done her bit. So do you think that she deserves this? Femo? Do you think
it's all politics?
Okay.
Yeah, because somebody is dedicated, is bringing democratic principle to our country, to give a peace prize world to her, and we're talking about this. Everybody knows that it's the politics. A lot of the Western media and people in politics in the Western media do not like Donald Trump. And the reason is very glaring. Yeah, Donald Trump, as bad as he is not a normal politician. He's not a usual politician. He's a man that will say it as it is. He's not. It's like God. God does not use the perfect. He perfect those who he wants to use. So God brought out the death of America and is making an impact in the world. Everybody knows that the winner, even the woman actually dedicated to him. Everybody knows that the winner of the Peace Prize is Donald Trump, but they don't want to give to him. So look at the world who is talking about until that woman. How many people know the woman?
How many people know the
everybody
woman?
is talking about what the part that Donald Trump has packaged. Now, the Ukraine war, the Ukraine crisis now, the only person that can solve that Ukraine crisis is also Donald Trump. So we hope
he doesn't this doesn't discourage him in any way. We hope he goes on to do what he does, because 2026 is coming, and if he doesn't win this year, who knows? 2026 I mean, it could be given because he's really putting to work. Let's be honest. I
Of
love
course,
what
look
you
at
said.
how much is done
Yes.
to put this deal together. Look at how much effort is done to put this deal together. Look at the authority he has stamped of American authority has made this to happen, and they're giving it to somebody who's putting democracy in Venezuela. Venezuela that is almost, the economy is almost dead. Please, they should go and it's their Nobel Prize.
Wow. All right, Femo, Dr. Femi, let's have some last word for today. But before we even go into that, Dr. Femi, tomorrow we're playing Nigerians Super Eagles will be playing their last match prior to the World Cup. That's the World Cup qualifying match with Benin. We've not done so well in this build up to the tournament. What will you say? Tomorrow is another day. Are you a football man? Do you follow football?
I'm a football man through and through.
Yeah.
I'm a Gooner for life. I'm a season ticket holder of Arsenal. So I'm a football person. I'm a football person through and through.
Yeah. Super Eagles. All right. Go ahead.
On the Super Eagles thing, I hope and I pray for the best. They didn't start well.
They didn't start well at all.
I think throughout in the group stage and all this stuff, I think we had about 3 managers or so. I think it's a third or fourth manager that we had. So, for once, for the past a year, we had a level of stability. We have an array of stars. We're just building a team. We're just building a team and all this stuff. But yeah, I hope and pray that we make the best of tomorrow's game, because Lesotho's game we almost messed it up. We almost messed it up in last game.
Yes, we almost messed it up. It was terrible.
No, it was so bad that in the extra time, Nwabali made a mistake with the defender, and the ball was just rolled past, almost went to the net, and that would have been the end of the dream. But you know what? Because after we were leading 2-0, and they scored, it was a blunder. The goal was a blunder. It was his mistake. Nwabali don't normally make mistakes like that. What? Sometimes when we in Nigeria, we always do things in the lazy. But I trust the Super Eagles. Benin Republic shouldn't be a challenge, but there is no small country in Africa anymore. Some groups are led by minor countries now. Congo is leading a group. Central African Republic is leading another group, and Cameroon is struggling to qualify from there. All those things. So there's no big or small team anymore.
No big or small team. But Ghana has killed 2, and South Africa is hoping that we fail tomorrow. So
they're hoping they fail too.
Yeah.
They're hoping they fail too. For me, if I will tell you, I want us to qualify and then South Africa to fail, because South Africa was a bad sportsman. They are bad in sports. When we went
they're not only in sports, it's they've turned out to be a bad, not a very good country in Africa.
Yeah,
I mean,
bad
the way they
when we went to South Africa for the game, they maltreated the Super Eagles. When they took us to a terrible pitch, they were doing all at all. They fielded illegible players, so they were doing everything at all costs to qualify. So if you talk about team that don't play fair in sports, I don't think South Africa should qualify.
All right, Femo, Dr. Femi in the house, Dr. Femi Oba. Thank you so much, viewers. You're hearing it here. We're talking sport, politics, education, business, everything, finance, and we've done it today. We've had some real good discussion here. Monday, 13th of October. Dr. Femi, let's go. What's your last word for today? What do you have for our viewers? What do you want to say?
I just want to send this greeting to fellow Nigerians in the month of October, month of double blessings. We're not just we're not just Nigerians. We are special people in the presence of Christ.
Amen.
And I know that God is in Nigeria. God is there.
That's a very funny thing to say.
For all to be going through all this, and I tell you,
And then,
Nigeria is in the eyes
of all this problem.
Yeah, if you look at the music, Nigeria is there.
Mhm.
If you look at sports,
Okay.
Nigeria is there. If you look at
But if we don't
Nigeria is there.
we don't make it
So
in this
we
tomorrow
are
match, it
getting
will be
there.
sad. Okay.
We are getting there.
We're getting there. We hope so. So, and we also hope to have that meeting in Rome, and the deliberation favor us in terms of our security and our people's life. All right, viewers, this is it. We've come. You've heard us. 13th of October, and Between the Lines. So till we come again on Wednesday in the African Update. Dr. Femi, thank you. You're awesome. We have to have that diplomatic channel where we come to talk more on diplomacy, Africa diplomacy, look into issues bordering on that. I see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's beautiful having you here. Thank you. So have a great week start, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.